Russian cargo air carriers are issuing a warning. The industry is at risk of a complete closure within 3 to 5 years. The main contributing factors comprise an aging fleet, shortages of spare parts and simulators, extensive maintenance delays, and a significant deficit of pilots and qualified technical personnel. This warning has been consistently issued by senior industry representatives, including Konstantin Yaroshenko, deputy head of government relations at Skygates Airlines of the Red Wings Group. Today, merely 7 Russian cargo airlines are registered with the Federal Air Transport Agency. Together, they operate only 28 aircraft that remain classified as airworthy. Approximately an equal number of aircraft are grounded and pending repairs. Many of these aircraft are of Soviet-era or early post-Soviet origin, and their continued operation necessitates a consistent supply of spare parts, specialized maintenance, and comprehensive technical expertise. The cargo aviation industry continues to rely significantly on aging aircraft that have been operational for several decades. Many of these airframes are approaching or have already surpassed their initially designated service life. To avoid an imminent decrease in capacity, operators are recommending that the service life of the Il-76 TD be extended from 40 years to 45 years. A comparable proposal has been submitted to extend the operational lifespan of the D-30KP-2 engines employed on these aircraft from 14,000 to 16,000 hours. A significant structural issue is the insufficient introduction of new aircraft into service. The development of the Il-112V light military transport aircraft program was halted in 2021, and progress on the Il-212, which is derived from the Il-112V, has been exceedingly sluggish. Meanwhile, the production of the larger Il-76MD-90A, an upgraded successor to the Il-76, continues at a pace insufficient to meet the demands of the civilian cargo sector. Absent new aircraft, operators lack a feasible avenue for fleet renewal or expansion. A constant shortage of spare parts represents one of the most serious risks to the industry. For older aircraft, components must either be produced in limited quantities at a high expense or salvaged from decommissioned airframes. The shortage impacts virtually all categories of domestic cargo aircraft, ranging from the Il-76 to the Tupolev 204 and the Il-96. Exacerbating the issue is a severe lack of flight simulators for the Il-96, the Tupolev 204, and the Il-76. Without appropriate training facilities, airlines are unable to effectively train or certify new crew members, thereby compromising operational safety and constraining the pool of available pilots. Alongside decaying hardware, the human component of the industry is also experiencing significant pressure. The cargo industry is experiencing a deficit of pilots, flight engineers, mechanics, and specialized technicians. Many individuals have exited the industry in recent years due to instability, while training pipelines have decelerated owing to the scarcity of simulators and contemporary training aircraft. Airlines caution that absent prompt governmental assistance, they will lack the necessary personnel to maintain the operation of their remaining aircraft. The economic circumstances are deteriorating. Airlines are experiencing increasing expenses for maintenance, materials, and engine overhauls, while their revenues have declined significantly. Some engines with leftover service life are nearly impossible to acquire, whereas new engines command exceptionally high prices. This renders the maintenance of profitability progressively more challenging. Cargo carriers are also subjected to competitive pressures from foreign rivals, whose pricing strategies may undermine the competitiveness of Russian operators. Many industry stakeholders argue that implementing some form of market regulation or protective measures is necessary to prevent further decline in revenue. Without extending aircraft service life and without state subsidies to cover repairs, several operators may be forced to withdraw aircraft from service by the year. 2028, accelerating the industry's decline. Cargo aviation in Russia is transporting fewer goods than at any time in recent history. Over the past few years, the total volume of cargo turnover has decreased by nearly 80%. With reduced volumes, airlines find it challenging to offset the substantial fixed costs related to aircraft operation and maintenance. This decline lowers the financial reserves necessary to sustain operations during periods of equipment shortages and delays in the delivery of new aircraft. The aging of aircraft and the scarcity of adequately maintained components undoubtedly affect flight safety. There has been a noticeable increase in incidents involving engine failures, landing gear problems, and other technical malfunctions. Although regulators assert that safety oversight remains rigorous, the increasing frequency of in-service malfunctions indicates a growing systemic risk. Many of these issues originate directly from the declining availability of high-quality components and the pressure to prolong the use of parts that would typically have been replaced earlier. The viability of Russia's cargo aviation industry now relies significantly on decisive government intervention. Industry authorities contend that multiple interrelated measures must be enacted to avert the sector's collapse in the coming years. One of the most urgent measures includes extending the operational lifespan of current aircraft and their engines. This proposal is currently under consideration within regulatory authorities, as it would permit operators to operate aging aircraft for several additional years while the development of the next generation of transport aircraft is postponed. Although this constitutes only a temporary measure, it provides an essential buffer period during a time when replacing substantial segments of the fleet is fundamentally unfeasible. Government financial assistance is equally essential. Carriers are experiencing serious difficulties due to escalating maintenance expenses, limited availability of spare parts, and the substantial costs associated with training new personnel. Subsidies for critical routes, targeted maintenance assistance, and initiatives to stabilize the prices of essential components may assist airlines in remaining operational until new aircraft are deployed. Such support would not only mitigate financial burdens, but also uphold pilot and technician training initiatives, which are vital for maintaining the operability of the remaining fleet. Nevertheless, industry experts acknowledge that neither life extension nor subsidies can substitute for the necessity of acquiring new aircraft. A sustainable long-term solution necessitates the expedited advancement and large-scale manufacturing of contemporary transport aircraft, including the Il-212, the Il-76MD-90A, and upcoming civilian cargo aircraft. Without a consistent supply of new airframes, Russia's cargo aviation faces the danger of becoming technologically obsolete and operationally unsustainable, irrespective of temporary solutions. Another area necessitating state intervention is the oversight of market conditions. Operators are experiencing increasing financial strain due to foreign competitors whose pricing strategies have the potential to undermine domestic carriers. Implementing anti-dumping measures and stabilizing the domestic market would assist Russian airlines in maintaining sufficient revenue to ensure their continued viability. This type of regulatory environment would not only safeguard national carriers, but also guarantee that the limited fleet remaining in operation can persist without being displaced by external economic pressures. Industry representatives routinely stress that, absent the collective implementation of these measures, Russia's cargo airlines might not survive sufficiently to witness the deployment of new domestically manufactured aircraft. The sector is at a crucial crossroads, and only concerted and comprehensive governmental intervention can avert a complete collapse of the nation's aviation freight infrastructure. The challenges confronting Russia's cargo airlines represent a broader dilemma within the nation's civil aviation industry. Numerous Western-manufactured aircraft that previously comprised a major portion of the fleet are no longer effectively supported, resulting in domestic manufacturers facing challenges in bridging the gap. Programs for new aircraft, such as the MC-21, the Tupolev Tu-214, and updated Il-96 encounter production delays and constrained manufacturing capacity. Government audits regularly find that current aviation development initiatives have failed to achieve their intended objectives. Consequently, Russia currently confronts a significant modernization challenge impacting both passenger and freight aviation. If the crisis persists and intensifies, the repercussions for Russia's logistics infrastructure will be considerable. Cargo aviation serves a vital function in the transportation of time-sensitive, large-scale, and high-value commodities. A decrease in capacity or the collapse of the sector would significantly disrupt supply chains in remote areas and vital industries. On the other hand, strategic government intervention and renewed investment in aircraft manufacturing have the potential to stabilize the industry. Extending the service life and enhancing maintenance capabilities can only function as provisional measures. The sustained viability of cargo aviation in the long term relies on the effective deployment of wholly new aircraft and engine technologies. Currently, the situation is clear. Without decisive intervention, Russia's cargo airlines confront the imminent risk of ceasing to exist as a commercial sector within the coming years. If you think the video was informative, please like, subscribe, and share. Please also take membership of the channel to encourage us.